Ladies and gentlemen, Farak here. Alright, today we're going to talk about Legacy Reforge, Reforged Legacy, Battleforge Reborn. I don't know what they're calling it these days. Whatever it is. So, people have been spamming me to post this on my channel for the longest time, and I haven't because talk is cheap. And when it first came up, I'm like, nah, I don't know, anything's going to happen, but it looks like they're making a lot of good progress. I do have a lot of questions and a lot of my own opinions, which I'm going to state here, even though it's not my project. But you can let me know in the comments what you feel. So first of all, starting October 2014, I started seeing some nice posts. So this was their designer's Juggernaut, which, in all fairness, I think looks even better than the original Juggernaut, which is pretty impressive because I thought the modeling was pretty good in the original game. So that's sweet. Again, I don't think there's going to be a copyright issue anymore because they're not charging for the game, so it shouldn't be an issue. We'll see. This is the Harvester, which freaky, that's for sure. I'll give that to them. What was there? A bunch of other interesting things I saw.
Oh wow.
Let's look. Apparently there's a huge spider in the house. I am not going to kill it. You have to kill the spider yourself. Here's a map. I guess there are different types of things. What is it? Lava, Toxic Island. I have no idea what's going on here. Anyhow, let's go back. So, oh yeah, here's another map. This is like Ashbone Pyro or something. That's a really funky Ashbone Pyro. He was skinny, now they made him fat. But okay, that stomping is my wife trying to kill a spider, which is very brave of her, because usually that's my job.
And it's done.
It's done. Wow, I am proud of you. You can have a candy.
Not such a scary spider. Centipedes are worse.
Oh, centipedes are worse. Alright, I do the centipedes. Anyhow, so I'm looking. I have a couple questions. First of all, right off the bat, it seems like these seem like some similar, some different. So I'm curious, are there going to be new cards? Are they going to redo old cards? I'm really a little confused of what's going on. I'll show you later on. They made some progress, and it looks like it's the same game with the same cards, so I'm confused what all this is about. A Sand Golem, Tier 2? Like, what's going on here? So it's just new cards, but some of the similar ideas, but then it looks like... Alright, I'll show you later on. Okay, so this is the latest post over here. Definitely looks nice. Very happy. Okay. So this is the Facebook page. This is where it all started. Now they have an actual website, which has a couple of videos, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And that's about it. Then you have the forum, which is, for me, the reason I'm making this video, because I loved the Battleforge forum. You know, you go to the League of Legends or the Hearthstone forum, everyone's just shouting all day about balance, and I found the Battleforge forum had a stupendous amount of trolls, which I love because it was a lot of fun. So I came here, and there happens to be a lot of fun stuff going on already, even though it just started. So I'm happy. I encourage you all to come join. 7 users are active. When Battleforge died, there were less than 7 active at a time. Last I was here, there was over 30, which is amazing. So there are 216 members. That's crazy. That's absurd. I mean, in a week, when did they open this thing? So I'm really happy, and I think there's a lot of potential. Okay, and lastly, I mean, you look at these videos. The guy recorded this after Battleforge was...
For the Battleforge Reborn project. My
No
name is
longer,
Mr. Xling, and I'm making some great progress over here.
Is this?
We are,
Really? Yes, all these cards?
we have, in fact,
This doesn't
launched
seem
our
right.
own.
This has got to be the old Battleforge. I don't even know what's going on anymore. Anyhow, is it? Maybe it is. I really don't know what's going on. So I saw a video with some cards being played.
Text was so content.
Actually, one card. I think it was a Construct.
Yep.
So I don't know what's going on. Maybe this is real,
Restore.
but if it is, like, here's
And
my
a strike.
question. I'm looking at these.
I will log it, and
These are
it's working. I
old
will show you
cards.
after.
So what are the new
and
drawings
disconnect,
about? What's the new
reconnect to show you
modeling
that it's
about? Are they making new cards?
And
are they
also you can see that
redesigning
the
the
deck level
Harvester?
now
Because
is
the same
2
card?
because
Like, what's
of
going
this
on?
card, because it's
So I'm really
loaded,
kind of
it's
confused
important.
about it. It seems weird.
So
And
now I'm going to talk a
I'm
bit
guessing
about
by here that the map's gonna be the same.
donations
Or are they going
that
to change the
will
map? So these
come
are
very
two
soon.
start-off questions I have
So-
about this project. Then I have a couple other questions. So first of all, if this game is not a profit game, which it seems like it's not, right? It's a non-profit game. Then why should people have to pay in terms of hours or money to be viable? Here's a very big thing I have. Everybody has this problem with games. So you have League of Legends, for example. You have to pay money to get runes, or you have to really grind for like 10,000 hours to get enough runes to be decent at PvP. If you go into PvP, you play versus other people without rune page, you will lose. You are at a significant disadvantage, which means you have to pay, again, in terms of money or just grinding hours and hours and hours. I get that for a game like League where you have to pay and they want to make money. So that makes sense because officially it's free, but to be competitive, you have to pay some money. Okay, I get it. So if you make this game, though, are they going to do it where all your cards are upgrade 1 and you have to grind and grind and grind and grind and grind to get upgrades, do everything on expert, get some upgrade 3s, pay for upgrades? I don't know what their limitations are or what they're doing. I happen to disagree with that. I saw a lot of posts in the forum that they plan on continuing that. I really disagree with that. I think if it's going to be a free project, there should be enough cards in every element that are given immediately on upgrade 3. I don't think there should be an upgrade system at all, personally. I mean, and I think there should be enough cards that somebody can start and immediately be viable in PvP, because the way it was, you had to grind maps or pay money, get decent cards. If you didn't have cards like, well, obviously Cold Snap, but other cards that are not free, right? Home Soil, and you had to pay good money for these cards to be viable in PvP. You couldn't play Frost if you didn't have Home Soil. But it costs money, right? Harvester, you can't play Pure Shadow without it. Well, you could, but it really doesn't make sense. And that's not the way a free game should be, I think, especially not one that's not profit. So in my opinion, there should be enough cards that you can have very viable deck in any element combination at upgrade 3 once you start the game. Now, you might start screaming about Smurfs or this or that, but honestly, who cares? I mean, grow up. So there's a Smurf, so he's better than you. So move on to your next game. I really don't get it. That's my first thing. Second of all, people were arguing on the forum that, what about PvE? People are not going to play it if there's no incentive. So people won't play it. Make it fun enough that people play. I don't get the whole idea of forcing people to play PvE because you want your upgrades. That sounds a lot like a game that I would stop playing, like people stop playing Battleforge. I don't want to have to force myself to play hundreds of hours of PvE just to get upgrades. So I think make PvE more fun, give better rewards in terms of if you play enough PvE matches, you can be eligible to get fancy cards like World Breaker Gun, which are not necessarily needed for PvP, aren't at all needed for PvP, but can make your game more fun. Unlock maps. Make some cool user maps and unlock them if you do really well. I don't know. Give incentive, but don't make people pay for the ability to win PvP. That's my gripe number 1, or number 2 or 3. I'm not keeping track. And then the final thing, well, 2 other things. PvE maps. Obviously, there were far too few maps in the original Battleforge. They should make new ones, and if they don't have the capacity to, at the very end of Battleforge, there were user uploads. They started allowing people in-game to download user maps or play custom maps. That should be re-enabled because I think people will contribute and you'll have good maps. And finally, there's a really big issue, a really, really big issue, and that is PvP. The reason people will stop playing a game is if they cannot find somebody at their skill. If games are too hard for them and they lose every game, they'll stop. If games are too easy and they stomp, there won't be a competitiveness and they'll leave. My concern with this, and it's a really big concern, is I suspect, even with my video and with everything going on the forum right now, that they'll get a maximum of 500 players. That's being very generous. And when Battleforge had 2,000 players, towards the end, it still was extremely difficult to get a good match. 500 might sound a lot to you, but you have to realize, even from the very top rank, what was it called? Prime or something, to Demigod, even ranks that were 1 or 2 diamonds off, it was a consistent win by the higher player. When it's 1v1 like Battleforge is, unlike League, if you are even a notch or 2 above someone else, you will consistently win. Maybe they'll have a 20% chance of beating you, but it's really, you'll have a very solid thing. So when you have only 500 people and they're all across the world, you're going to have active on the servers, 100, maybe 150 at a time? And how many of those are going to be playing PvE and how many PvP? So you have 70 people playing PvP. Let's say 35 are already in match. So there are 35 people searching. The odds of 2 people at the same rank hooking up are extremely, extremely low. So I'm very concerned about matchmaking in PvP. I don't know how to get around this issue. I really, really don't. It really troubles me because I want this to succeed, but unless this gets out there to 5 or 10,000 people, I can't imagine matchmaking being fun for pretty much anybody. I'd like to do my part, and if I see the game doing well, I'll host tournaments or offer rewards, something. I'll try to drag League people. I have a bunch of League friends, try to drag them in. I'll do what I can, but like people were talking, and they already have on their forum, which I'm very against. They have here you can make donations, and a lot of the donations, it says to our project, but if you go to the page, there's donations that go to charities. Like, I don't think any money should go to charity. I think if you donate and there's too much money, that money should go towards advertising. They need to get people playing this game. I don't think the devs yet understand that the success of this game is not around the modeling, it's not around the new characters, it's not around the fun maps, it's not around making the game more fun, it's about making it more popular. And yes, if a game's more fun, it will get more popular, but you need the users. Because if we start with 500 players and people stop having fun in PvP and just stop playing, you're down to 150 players, it's dead. It's not going to revive. So I really think it's something that the people working on the project now should keep in mind. How are we going to get players? Even advertising on local TV stations. It sounds expensive. It's really not so expensive. And I would donate, and I think other people would probably donate money. It's definitely something we should consider. So that's my rant. I know it's been quite a long one where I didn't show anything exciting. I just jabbered. But I encourage everyone to sign up to the forum, make your posts, make your suggestions. It's still small, and I'm sure they're going to hear every voice. And yeah, I'm staying apart, away from it in terms of I'm not going to actively help. Not because I'm stingy or mean, but because I want to be an outsider. I want to feel the experience from the outside. I want to see what it's like to download, what it's like to play, how hard it is to match, and I'm just going to give honest opinions in terms of videos and feedback because they really need that, and I really hope they succeed because I love this game. Alright guys, well, peace out.